First impressions matter and can shape a patient's view on our entire practice immediately. Studies show that within 3 seconds, someone is forming a first impression of you. Do you know the 3 things you're being subconsciously judged on? Don't worry, we'll let you in on it here in a second. It doesn't matter if you're the kindest person who cares about them and will give the best possible care if a patient doesn't feel that in their first impression of you. They may not be able to see you for who you really are and may misjudge you. So studies show we are immediately being judged on 1, do I like you? 2, do you care about me? And 3, can I trust you? If you stop and think about how you feel when you're meeting new people, especially in a professional setting, it really rings true. Seriously though, how often do we find ourselves judging an entire business or company based off of our first impression with even one team member? Let's stop and put ourselves in the shoes of our patient. When we are interacting with a business, even in healthcare, we are judging them, and usually based on the person in front of us. The other day I called AT&T. When someone finally answered in a monotone voice, they followed a short robotic script that was not helpful or showing any ability to solve my problem. I immediately formed my opinion on this person. It was clear that they did not care about me, and I did not trust that they could actually fix my problem. I then felt this way about AT&T in general, even though it doesn't even make sense that a whole company can be reflected in one person. But to me, this was how I judged customer care at AT&T. In contrast, I went through the process of getting a quote on insurance this week. I had a completely different experience. The woman was warm and friendly. She asked me questions that made me feel like she cared about me as a person. She reassured me she would guide me through the process. I formed my opinion of her and her agency immediately, and it was a good one. Patients are the same way when it comes to us. You have an incredible power to impact their perception of the entire practice right away. This is a huge responsibility and one that we cannot take lightly. But instead of feeling pressure, this should really feel empowering, because we know that we are not perfect. And there are times in our practice that patients may have experiences that are not ideal. How great is it knowing that you can give the kind of first impression that makes a patient like and trust your entire practice and feel the practice cares about them just because of you? So what do we focus on to make this positive on purpose when meeting our patients and have a great first impression? Harvard psychologists say that it starts with warmth. This builds connection. Attentiveness, because this shows kindness, and competency, which establishes credibility and trust. The great thing about a killer first impression is it accomplishes actually 2 of those 3 feelings we want patients to feel: connected, safe, and informed. It makes them feel connected and safe. Life goes better for us when we use intent here, when we set ourselves up for success with good first impressions with really everyone we meet in practice or in regular life. Let's be intentional to give a good first impression when we're meeting anyone. It could be our kid's teacher, someone new socially, our spouse's coworkers, and of course in this situation, our patients. What do we do with this information? All we're going to focus on this week is making a great first impression with every single new patient we meet. Remember, patients are deciding, do I like you? Do you care about me? And can I trust you? So what they need to feel from us is a warm connection, attentive kindness, and competency that they can trust us. All right, practically, what are we going to do with this week? 1, we're going to show warmth with eye contact for 3 seconds, a warm tone of voice, and a genuine smile. 2, we're going to show attentiveness through a kind gesture, showing them we care about their comfort or their feelings. And 3, we'll show competency. We'll guide them as an expert through our point of the process with each patient. This works on the phone or in person, no matter what your role is. Let's look at some examples of using this, say, in our greeting with a new patient. If I'm checking you in, I would say, "Hi, I'm Christine, welcome. I'm gonna get you all checked in today, nice and smooth. It'll only take a few minutes. Can I get you a coffee or a water while you wait?" If I am performing tests or a procedure on a patient, say I'm a technician, doctor, esthetician, whatever the role is, I might say something like, "John, hi. I'm your doctor, Christine. I'm going to walk you through what's happening today, but first, are you comfortable? Okay, good. Let me know if you're not at any point. The point is you can keep it really simple, but with every patient, every day, this week, make it your challenge to ace your first impression. You're going to do this by showing warmth, making eye contact, using a warm tone of voice and a genuine smile, by showing attentiveness, using a kind gesture, caring about their comfort or their feelings, and showing competency, sharing how you'll guide them as an expert through your part of their process. All right, you've got this.